Greetings, fellow beings. Ho ho! It is Thursday, July 20th. Woo! And I saw Barbie. If you haven't seen my review, you're going to want to watch it. We're going to talk about Barbie in the bonus time part of today's program, but I assure you, you're going to not want to miss that review. My thoughts on that film are plain to see for each and every one. And I have to say, I was more than a little bit disappointed. And that's being kind. Oh, but we've got 16 stories to start with, and then obviously conversation in bonus time. We're going to give you 15 minutes to half an hour, maybe up to an hour of greatness afterwards. And then we're going to go over to the H-Cast and hang out over there. Later in the day, I'm appearing on the Pro Show. And then I'm wrapping up my day on Comics Division's channel. Wow, it's going to be busy. But hey, should be fun. And as Pro says, that's kind of the important thing. Let's say hi to each and every one of you. We got Griffin out there in the house. Good to see you. We got Dad Man walking 55. We've got Darren over on Rumble. We've got David Glenn on Rumble. We've got Agent Atwood on Rumble. And we've got somebody trying to yank my my audience. I don't know why that's cool. Bye then. Anyway, let's see. For those of you on Twitter, hello. Thanks for being there. For those of you on Odysee, I appreciate the support there as well. We've got, let's see. Oh, there's Katza saying, hello. Hello indeed. And Matt G. What's up, Matt G? There's Darren over here. We've got the Cheese Factor. Elizabeth Young. Greetings, dear. I'm so glad I have zero interest in Barbie. You are better off. David Glenn is over here. And let's see who else rolled. Oh, D-Bud Martin is out there. What's going on, my man? We got 11 Alpha saying, good day. Best OJ in the world came from the tree in my childhood backyard. The orange tree grafted to the roots of a rose bush. And we had rosewater scented oranges and pink orange blossoms. I know, isn't that cool? You can actually do that. I had a fruit tree. I had a fruit tree that had 4 different kinds of fruits on it. One trunk. Very cool stuff, indeed. Oh man, now it sounds good. Tangelos make great orange juice, by the way. All right, keep going. Sorry, easily distracted. Squirrel. Snortapoopus Cuber is here. Good to see you. We've got Christopher Dominguez here. The Cosmic Squirrel is checking in from the Cosmos. Matt G is promoting the latest comic. Is that the latest one? It's just Gem Shock issue number 1. Check it out. I don't think that's the latest one. Rod Thunderheart is in the chat. We've got a few more folks rolling in. Atwood is over here as well. We got Fat Elvis here saying, so did Culture get a picture with Barbie? She was not available for images. But if you watch my review video, you'll see I did get up close and personal with a Barbie box. That didn't sound right. Keck44 is in the house. Great to see you. Let's see who else is here. Hopefully all the other lovelies like Andy Masterson. He's very talented, by the way. Darius Munchausen joins us this morning. We got KR Nut 82 in the house. Great to see you, my friend. Black Saber's like, hey, everybody. That's right. Theliato is here. What's up, Theliato? Hope you're doing well. Boomer Casino, indeed. Probably. Sorry I was late, guys, and putting the show together. Walter Tomaszewski's in the house. I'm doing very well this morning. Philip Gaming is here. Oh, man, do I have a ton of comments to get through on the Barbie video. Holy cow. We got Jeremy Turner here. Thank you for checking it out. And please keep your daughter away. Yeah, I think anybody... It's rated PG-13 for a reason, folks. Seriously. Shrek PMC, what's up? Darth Gutierrez is here, and we've got Schmilix. What is up, Schmilix? There's our good buddy Al Humphreys checking in from across the pond. Final Monkey is here, as is Ram Bam 3000. Here we go. The Batcap. John Cipolla. Doug, are you going to wear a radiation suit to see Oppenheimer? Yeah, I actually have one. Ridha Ibn Mohammed is here. Salutations to Culture Casino. Salutations to you. Thanks for being here. Izaj Melody is in the house as well. Yeah, the H cast on Mr. H Reviews. Check out that later in the day. Renee's Ramblings. What's up, Renee? Liger fan. Hank VP. All right, everybody. 6 minutes starts now. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, or good night, wherever you are, whenever you're watching. Thanks for checking out the 6 Minute Daily. We have a lot to talk about, not a lot of time to do it in, so let's get right on it. We got 16 stories, and all. Let's start first with some bad news. It looks like Danny Elfman got caught up in some of the Me Too moments. One of his own here, a harassment claim by a female composer he agreed to pay an $830,000 settlement to. How that got out in the public, I don't know, because usually when you buy somebody off, they stay bought and none of this stuff leaks. At least that's the way it's supposed to work in the business. Didn't seem to work out for him. Keanu Reeves reunites with his band Dogstar for the first time in 20 years. They've announced a new album. They're going to just rock and roll all night. I think that's good news, to be fair. It's neat to see some of these actors who want to be rock stars become rock stars because, you know, they were actors. They get an opportunity to do the thing they wanted to do in the first place. I think that's kind of cool. I don't know about the rest of you. Let's see. We're going to make the stories bigger. That's what we're going to do. We're going to, check it out. UK distribution stalwart eOne, owned by Hasbro, is shutting down their theatrical operation as Hasbro's global cuts continue to bite. No, they are digging into it. Look, eOne was an idea. And Mattel tried to follow that idea, not very well, by the way. And that idea is not a winning idea. It isn't. It's kind of a losing idea. And Viaplay is going to lay off 25% of its staff, and they're going to pull out of the U.S. entirely. Not great. Not great. This is not the thing you want to have happen right now. As you're watching the entertainment industry implode. Implode's the right word. It's kind of like a submarine we've recently heard about. And that's what's happening to Hollywood, and for good reason. They haven't been providing anything, and anybody related to Hollywood hasn't been providing any good things either. So that's where we're at. So because of that, all of these production facilities that have just been built in various places around the globe, including the UK, they're at risk because they may not be used because nobody may be making things. The strike, potential disaster? No, it's a complete disaster. And a lot of these facilities will go unused, obviously, for the duration of the strike. But as the contraction happens, these buildings are going to become white elephants, which is bad. Comic-Con, that's right, minus the stars, is, they're bracing for mobs. This is optimistic. Yeah, there's still going to be people there. There's still going to be people interested in the trade show area of the things, but the panels are not going to carry the gravitas that Hollywood brought. And that, unfortunately, because Hollywood showed up at this and it pushed a lot of real comic fans out, they've sacrificed years of future support from the actual people that went for the Comic-Con aspect of things and not for essentially the trade, the non-trade show stuff, the panels. I could be wrong, but I'll be monitoring. We've got Netflix stock taking a drop. Why? They just crushed it on subscribers, adding 5.9 million in Q2 and like raising money like crazy. They did really, really well. But at least they're promising no price hikes for more than a year. And yet their stock's tanking. And they're not the only ones. It's a very strange trend right now with companies that are reporting positives but are getting just dropped, like Tesla. Tesla jumped their income by 20%. They sold more units than ever, and they got nobody to compete with them. And yet, shares are falling. That's counterintuitive, folks. I think it's being done for a different reason by other parties, big ones. Speaking of which, Nokia's profits fall, and North America is shutting their investments, the 5G network stuff and everything else. They're not doing great, and that's a shame. Nokia, at one point in time, kind of ruled the world, and they were set to do it again with 5G, but a lot of people are having difficulty with 5G, including, its use around airports and things like that. China, one of the things that is going on right now is telling us they don't want a trade war. But if the U.S. continues to curb usage of China goods, they're going to retaliate. Well, I don't know how you would do that. Sounds like fighting words. That's not de-escalation. And just after we sent a shill over there named Yellen. Speaking of Yellen. Undue influence. Yeah, there's a bunch of anonymous donations. donations going into the World Health Organization's new foundation. That should terrify you all, because we know where those are coming from. And those people don't have our best interests in mind. Truly. Stanford University president announces resignation over concerns about his research. That's right. Yeah, there were serious flaws in 5 of his scientific papers. This has been going on for looking like, well, over 20 years, maybe longer. Basically, misrepresented data, fraudulent data, etc., etc. And finally, a feline virus mutation in Cyprus caused far fewer cat deaths than claimed. A veterinary leader came forth and said that, this was wildly exaggerated. It was stated that it killed at least 300,000 cats. This expert says only a total of 8,000. Huh. Lots of misrepresented scientific data. Strange. Anyway, I'm out of time, and I'm out of stories for the 6-minute segment, but we have more to talk about because it is bonus time coming up in just a moment. So be sure to stay there. All right? Okay. Bye!
Thanks for visiting today. Be sure you're subscribed and hit that for alerts.
Yay!
Of course, like and share all of the videos that you can, as it helps with the algorithm. Have a great day.
All right, everybody. Thank you for being here. Thanks to all these amazing members. This list will be updated over the weekend. Oh, we are going to have a member stream this weekend. So for the 100 of you that are out there and many of you that are on this list, show up. Oh, we probably have a high roller stream too. I'm going to try. If I can get the high rollers all together, it's going to be a good time. And that's a public stream, so everybody will be able to watch and participate in that one. Let's see what else is happening. I've got great people just hanging out here. You are the best. Jonah Hex is out there. I got Saltzilla checking us out. We got a few other folks that rolled in the door since we started, like SP4H. Let's see. John Gibson's here. What's going on? If you didn't get a chance, before beginning the HCast, which is in just a little while after we're done here, do check out the Barbie video, please, and throw a comment on there. Hey, William King, what's going on? Mr. Shirt's here. All right, guys, bonus time. There we go. All right. Yeah, just say hi to a few more of you as we roll into bonus time. We gotta do some stuff. We got Dave G Sound. He snuck in here while we were going. We got a few other folks that popped in. I did start a couple minutes late, which is rare. We got Scat Cook out there and Sacre Bleu, the deadly poke of Zorro. It's awesome. My lack of sleep levels. What's up? Yeah, I know. And, for those of you, I think I noticed in the chat somebody saying that comics is a little bit late. I understand. Especially on the East Coast. CC, that shirt is definitely better than the pink one you were wearing for the video. I agree with you. But it is a golf shirt, so I might wear it again on the golf course. Maybe not. Maybe I'll just give it to somebody. I don't know. My Barbie ticket stub came with a, whoa, hey now. Hello. Can't say that on TV. What's up, Tim Tringle? How's it going? Just popping in to say good morning. And now I'm out. Well, thanks for being here. Appreciate it. And the comment. Hello. It's happening. There you go. Yeah. Yeah, the cat thing is very strange. I mean, why would you overstate that? There's some weird stories, man. Weird. Lots of revelations on like scientists getting busted for fraudulent data. Especially at Stanford. Yeah. Weird stuff with the World Health Organization. Not great. There's a lot of concern. It's coming out of a lot of places too. 40% of the money raised for the World Health Organization in the first 2 years came from anonymous sources. I wonder if any of your investment money from any investment group that you're a part of was used for that, your retirement income. I wonder. Al's waving at the screen. Hey. Oh, you guys are the best. I really appreciate you. Wish 6 was here. Unlimited power! Did you wear a pink dress? No, I wore a pink shirt, a golf shirt. It's fine. I wear golf shirts all the time. You guys probably have noticed that. Dang culture, you can talk fast. Well, thank you, Brandman 3000. I have to. In order to get all things in. Record was 22 stories in a 6-minute daily. It's a lot of fun. And for those of you who are still hanging on, let's jump into some stories now. I want to say hi to those who are late, like Mike Linux and others, but we do have to get cooking. There's a Peli in the house. Mighty Warbots is here. Hello. Jack Black. Jack Black. I kind of like Jack Black. Because really close to Affleck. We got Barney Fife in the house. What's going on? Hope your one bullet is there. Comic-Con advertised Kelly Hu as a panelist for Mortal Kombat 1. It'll be interesting to see if she shows up. I don't think she can. If she ever intends to act in Hollywood again, you cannot do that. Bruce Willis saying, respect yourself. Oh, cool. Gage and Corey's in the house. Good to see you. Been a minute. Let's see. A few other folks popped in. Yeah, performers like The Weeknd and Beyonce in films. Yeah, it's very strange. See, and here's the thing. Once you start to do stuff like that, and you especially if you're a tier star that gets paid pretty well, now you have to be in the union. The question is, if you're in the Screen Actors Guild, but you're also a rock star or involved in the music industry, can you do stuff? Like, can you shoot a concert film? See, there's a lot of questions here I think need to be asked. Right? Yeah. No, you're fine. Space Dave, you're good. We have bonus time today, so you're good. You're good. You're good. Oh, here we go. Here's a suggestion from Master Sidearms. New show, Otter Casino. Culture in water on his back, laying with a fish with the other furry animals. Catch 1 out of 100 fish is a... Oh, whoa. The catch is 1 out of 100 fish is a piranha. I'm going to get bited. That doesn't sound fun. Pete, Den Cat. Of course, it could be bad for other animals as well. Sonder. All right, let's jump into some stuff. Yeah. Sorry, guys. You know what? We can talk a little. Let's do that. Let's do that. I'm gonna pull that up first, but we're gonna say hi to the people who dropped some supers. But I'll pull that story up. Man, this Ta-Nehisi Coates story is ridiculous too. Holy cow. That one is bonker. I don't think I'll get to that one today. I have to hand that off to somebody. But gosh, yeah, Pro Show today is going to be lit. And I think Sunday is going to be fire because I'm inviting all of the girls who wanted to see Barbie. I think they're going to be upset. I think they're going to be really upset. Anyway, Darius Munchausen sends me a $4 cup of coffee. Thank you for that, my friend. I am wide awake now. I've got more coffee in front of me, which is good. In my Star Wars tumbler from old school Star Wars, not the bologna sausage we have now. Let's see. We got one from Darren Hughes. What is up, my man? For $10, this is a great wrench. Good friend. Says, howdy, culture and all. Let's see. The TV series The Chosen has received an exemption to keep filming regardless of the strike. Thank goodness, since they were 2 weeks away from finishing season 1. You know what else was like? There's like a film that's almost done. I think it's the film version of the musical Wicked. They had 2 weeks of filming left to go, and they had to shut it down. Shut them down. Shut them down. Anyway, is what it is. Yes, 50 years ago today, we lost Bruce Lee. True story. I was a little boy, very, very young. It's a real bummer. But I liked that film Dragon. A lot of people didn't, but I thought it was pretty good. I'm looking forward to the biopic, I guess, or the biopic drama around Bob Marley. That one looks like it's going to be good too. Mephisto's movie review says, I'm taking the bullet, CC Barbenheimer this week. Well, there you go. Enjoy the weekend, bro. Now I'm going to try to see Oppenheimer. If I can't do it tomorrow, I think I will do it. I'll have a review out this weekend. Let's just put it that way. Because the only other time I have to go is Sunday. We'll see. And that gets in the way of other obligations. So we'll see. Hey, Caffeinated Meat. What's up? Forbidden Ruins here says, stars or no stars, I'll never step foot into a Comic-Con. And that's actually kind of what it degraded into, which is why I stopped going, which is a shame. Like I said, I mean, I have nothing but love for a lot of that material. And the material now is not for me. It's targeting me. It's being mean to me. Speaking of being mean to me, oh boy. Margot Robbie told the studios in Barbie pitch meeting that it can make $1 billion. Maybe I was overselling. Well, I think a lot of films are overselling right now, to be fair, because in the old days, you could have bet $1 billion on something if it was good. It's true. Now you make stuff that turns people off. This film, especially. You really need to watch my review, but at least people are acknowledging that while it's going to have a big first weekend, by the time word of mouth gets around, it's going to be bad. And it's already a political movie now. I mean, they made it political, beginning to end, top to bottom, even though it's not directly reflected in the politics. Well, except that it is. The politics in the movie are very one-sided. It's pretty disgusting, actually. Anyway. So, as a producer of Barbie, it was up to Margot Robbie to convince the studio to let her vision for the film and lead it to financial success. No wonder the Oscar nominee flat out said during the pitch meetings that she believed a Barbie movie could bring in $1 billion. Such success depended upon landing a writer-director, Greta Gerwig, is what Robbie stressed to execs. If anything, I think the problem is with a Hollywood lifer, that's what I'm going to call her, Hollywood lifer, you are never going to end up with anything but this. She grew up in the cult. She is a leading cult member. She brought in a bunch of cult followers, and here we are. And look, I mean, this may be a good film for Robbie initially. It might even get her some recognition to a certain extent, but she still is not going to achieve movie stardom if she can't appeal to both sides of the aisle. I mean, she can't appeal to everybody. Like, you know what? Let's take the politics out of it. If she can't appeal to everybody, she's never going to be considered a star. She can be ogled by guys, certainly. But this film is so over the top with baloney today. None of the things that are being portrayed in our real world version in this film are passable, acceptable, or even practiced now. These people are living in the 1950s like nothing changed. Or they're trying to make you think that that's the world that exists now anyway. Anyway, whether Barbie makes $1 billion for Warner Brothers remains to be seen, but it's already shaping up to be a blockbuster for the studio, tracking between $95 and $110 million. And I have no idea. I guess Quartering released like 3 videos just now. Anyway, $95 million to $110 million range. With some exhibitors believing the comedy could make up to $140 million in its debut, possibly. And the word comedy is a bit of a stretch, truly, because outside of the musical numbers and maybe 3 other points of mirth, there's not a lot of humor here. It's very flat, droll, snarky commentary at best. And believe me, I'm going easy on this, and I'm not giving you all my thoughts because I'm going to distribute those in the Mr. H Cast show and on Pro tonight. And my opinion continues to evolve on this as it always does. So, yeah. This is such a bummer. Anyway, so 4,200 theaters over the weekend. It'll do all right. It didn't get any of the IMAX screens. Those are all pretty much Oppenheimer. And I don't know. I think there's a lot of hubris attached to this. So, Script Doctor mentioned that there are not a large number of projects that are asking for waivers, mostly small projects and independents. Yeah. They're trying to remain unified. I think that stance or that position will be short-lived, especially if the studios do as planned and hang them out until winter. The studios are hemorrhaging money. You've seen it. I mean, you're watching Disney collapse in on itself. And they're not alone. I mean, Warner Brothers is in trouble. Pretty much all of them. Which is why Lionsgate is like trying to make itself as attractive as possible. Yeah, Birds of Prey was a flop. She didn't necessarily have a lot of success. I mean, she's always her probably her best role is the one that she played in Wolf of Wall Street. It is what it is. You guys are on fire. Hey, Tipping Barn, what's going on there? Are modern kids still into Barbie? I don't think so. I'm going to say this: the film was PG-13, which means you're well past the age of playing with dolls. You're done. And the movie was not targeted at that audience. It was targeted to their mothers and grandmothers, and I think a lot of them are going to be a little taken aback by just how man-hating it is. Then I think that they'll kind of be embarrassed. I think a lot of, and I say so in my review. You'll probably need to watch it. So I would say something similar anyway. That I think that a lot of them, maybe not embarrassment, but maybe even feel a little bit of shame for taking their daughters to see this, because it portrays the world so inaccurately, unfairly, and hyperbolically. It hates men, and it still seems to think that men are in charge of everything. It's ridiculous. And they do make Ken, and they destroy anything traditional. They destroy it. Considering Robbie had a say in Birds of Prey, I didn't have much hope for Barbie. Yeah, Gojira Star, that was probably wise. But I didn't have high end expectations for this film. I was hoping it would be good. And yet the more I heard, and the more that was confirmed that I'd heard going into the film, and then obviously, me jumping out there saying it could be a flop, it was more of me saying that this is going to be a terrible, misandrous piece of garbage. Thanks for being a member or renewing your membership, Zavin. I appreciate that very much, Zavin. We got a super chat from one of our good friends here. KN/Kareen. Good to see you, dear. For $4.99 says, I will see One Love Bob Marley movie, but I'm not a fan of the casting. Yeah, I get that, but doesn't it look good? Doesn't it look good? It sounds good. The story is going to be good. That's what I'm looking forward to. I'm not sure it'll be a commercial success, but it's certainly one I'm looking forward to. Like you said, I'll always tell you my thoughts on these things. And that one, I think, that one's going to get me in the theater. There aren't that many left this year, to be fair. And I'm definitely going to see Miss Marvel early. Get an early screening. That's got to get reported right away. Yeah, she's never carried a movie on her own. You're right there, Pili. You're right. Bush Pan Down says, if Barbie doesn't have a Lizzo, Aquafina, or Mulvaney type cameo, then it's a failure. Well, there is a trans character in the film. It's fairly obvious, and that was the one thing where Simu Liu was trying to stir up the idea of gendered norms. Very strange moments in this film, to be sure. And I think you're right, Daniel Hall. I think it has a 70% drop on its second weekend. I think it is going to go from like a 95 to 98 million open. I think they've misrepresented the production budget too, from what I've heard. I think it's being reported, or has been reported, at 100 million. It's also been reported at about 150 million. I'm going to believe the $150 million number because it's more in line with what they present visually on screen and how much that would cost. So, will it break even? Maybe, probably. Was it going to be a blockbuster? I don't know. I don't think so. Again, Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe the audience for Hating Men is larger than I think. But I think you're right. I think it's gonna have a 70% drop the second weekend. I think people are gonna go back to see Mission Impossible when it goes back on IMAX after Oppenheimer fizzles out. And yes, I said that. Unfortunately, Oppenheimer, which is a film I'm interested in, is not going to appeal to a broad audience. And the people that are doing the Barbenheimer thing are gonna just be very unhappy. And they knew, by the way, that these films individually were not going to perform, so they paired them up. Right? Sorry, guys, I'm trying to scroll and keep up with you all. Hyperbolically, that's right. Oh, wait. Yeah. Oh, hyperbolically. Oh, my goodness. There you go. There you go, Al. I love that. I have to figure out a way to use that. Irrate's here. What's up? It would have been nice to see a non-political comedy. It would have been. To be fair, I mean, if you were looking for a comedy, even a rom-com, which is what you should have made this Barbie movie into, but of course you didn't. There are way too many people in it, by the way. Way too many. I guarantee you a lot of the money spent on this film was casting. That's why I say bologna sausage to the $100 million budget, because just in casting alone, more than that was on the screen. Then you have to make the film. So, no. Yeah, I mean, getting back to that, like a rom-com like No Hard Feelings, even though it missed the mark, was really weird. Really weird. Time Prophet asked an interesting question. Do you have to hide your face when you went to see Barbie? No, I'm very comfortable being me. It's fine. I even took pictures in front of stuff. There's a picture of me. If you watch the review video, you can see me standing in a Barbie box as a doll. I don't know if you'd buy that doll. I wouldn't buy that doll. The iced tea was good, though. Oh, that's the other thing. Part of the event was like, drinks and drinks discounts and food discounts and stuff like that. Posters, buttons, all that stuff. So if I can find where I put it, I'm going to show the poster and the button and stuff that they gave away and everything else. They gave away a lot of stuff at the event. So, and this is something I'm excited for. The Creator. Looking forward to it. $85 million, I think. Something really cheap. Movie shot the right way. It looks perfect visually. I can't wait for it. Somebody said something good. Yeah, Lorena Creole wasn't happy about Barbie. You betcha, Kitty Bear. She was not. Yeah, crazy. Why are we talking about Elizabeth Banks? What did I miss? Oh yeah. Robbie. Yeah. Robbie. I don't think Robbie's capable of directing. A lot of artists think they can direct. They can't. There's a handful of them that can. They see a bigger picture in a film. I think Tom Cruise could probably direct. Clint Eastwood, of course, has been directing for a long time. But I mean, this is a person who understands the movie business from top to bottom. And he had to work in various countries just to get to where he was. Think about the spaghetti westerns he did, right? Culture. That is exactly what most female comics consider funny. I know, Brahma, but still. Hey, Jacob Ironsider's here. What's up, Jacob? Eva Rahman says, activists, actors, writers, producers, and studios drained me. Well, they drained me. Okay, so good things about the movie. Ready? That I didn't mention in my review. So you still have to go watch the review. That review is doing pretty well, by the way. Okay, so here we go. Good things about the movie. I had an amazing chair that I sat in. A nice wide one, very much like a living room chair. It had an electric reclining feature. It had beautiful armrests, cup holders. The temperature in the theater was incredible. It was very comfortable. I could spread all the way out, and had the movie been boring, I probably would have gone to sleep because I was that comfortable. Visually, when you're in Barbie land, it's presented perfectly. Aesthetically, it is the most in line thing I could have dreamed of. And as I said in responses to some comments on the review video, the outfits for everybody were amazing. Costuming, this should win a costuming award. If anything's going to win costuming this year, it's going to be this. It should be this. Visually beautiful. Nothing else I've seen would compete, although it does look like Oppenheimer might have some of the best period dress. But I'll be able to evaluate that more once I see Oppenheimer. There are lots of beautifully shot scenes. The dialogue and the lack of story are negative factors, and heavy-handed preaching was probably also quite negative indeed. Yeah. Thank you for set the reminder by right-clicking on that, and you can show up for tomorrow's pre-flight. Just turn your notification on and you'll be good to go. This is a good question, Kitty Bear. Will Barbie have the biggest drop-off ever? No, but it's going to be steep. 70%, maybe 73%. I think Daniel Hall was right. I think that's right where we are at. Yeah. And this is the other thing, Rambam, as if gender roles are artificial external impositions rather than emergent properties of our biology. Yeah, well, I mean, look, for a group of people that focus on immutables all the time, right? And they want you to understand science. Well, you have to actually, accept actual science and not hope science or junk science or pop science. That doesn't work. This is a cool name. Zappy Swaggins. I'm digging this. Says, I still think half of the budget for movies just pay for expensive crap for the CEOs. Look, it's often been speculated that there's a massive money laundering event taking place anytime they make a film, especially a tentpole blockbuster. Would that surprise anybody? What actually percent of the money that's spent for a movie actually makes the movie? Creative accounting has been exposed multiple times, including here on this channel. So would I be surprised? Not at all. Not at all. Not at all. I think that's a good subject. I think it's worth talking about many, many times, regularly. Space Dave says, never underestimate the power of hatred towards men. Correct. That's crazy. Valiant Renegade posted a video on the cost of Barbie. He attributes the difference to tax breaks. Okay. Doesn't change the cost of the film. It just changed whether or not they're going to be able to write things off in the fiscal year in which the film is going to be utilized for said purposes. So doesn't change the value or the cost of the film. I'm not sure that a tax write-off is going to help Warner Brothers right now, or the production company that was involved in it, or many other things. I mean, and again, part of the reason that you establish each film production the way you do, whether it be here or in the UK or anywhere else abroad, as its own limited liability corporation, if that opportunity is available to you, the reason that you do that is so that whenever somebody goes after you for any quote unquote owed monies, there's nothing to chase but debt, because those companies essentially are underwritten, but not financially supported by large entities. So, whether or not a financier is involved is irrelevant. The company itself doesn't have any money, and you can't really easily pierce the corporate veil, for purposes of liability of any kind. That's the whole reason that you set them up, because they, especially in this country, exist as their own entity, almost treated as if it's an individual. And in most cases it is. That's kind of the grounds under which Disney's trying to refute the disagreements that it's having with the state of Florida, but that one isn't going to fly because it's not pertinent or relevant to the issues at hand. But if you want legal information, go check out Legal Mindset. I'm not a lawyer. I don't pretend to be one. I just deal with a lot of law stuff all the time. So. Not going to appeal to a broad audience, maybe more for a dude audience. None of this stuff is for anybody. Hyperbolics. Thank you, Salsa. You guys, I love this term. Thank you for that, Al Humphreys. I'm digging it a lot. The biggest demographic outside of Nolan fans are going to be historical drama fans, of which there are a good number of. Yeah, I agree with you, but I'm just saying is I think it's a niche film. It's going to be a very beautiful film. It's going to be well thought, well constructed, well thought out, because that's what Nolan does. He is a little bit high on himself, as is the Dune guy, Villeneuve, right? They're a little bit high on themselves, and they get a little bit too much up in themselves when they're making films. So, just a thought. Ariel mentions, I'm hoping it would have been like Mr. Bean movie. You did make up a word. Bollockly. Did they use the Barbie song? Kind of, sort of, maybe. A little bit. Sort of. I don't know how to answer that directly. Was it present? Well, I mean, you've heard sampled rap songs and stuff before. I don't think I heard the outright original performed in a way that it was identical to what I'd heard from way back when. How about that? Lord Miller would have made Barbie work. I'd probably. They get chased out of anything that they're involved in. Classy gents stand in boxes. Thank you for that. I would buy a CC Ken doll. Thank you, Jared Markham. I should probably market that. You know what? I'm going to work. We have this really talented guy. You may have heard of him. He's Andy Masterson. He actually makes action figures for people in our sphere, and maybe he'll make me a Ken doll culture. I gotta shave. I know, right? I just said something that's going to upset some of you. Beard is itching me though because it's hot. Elizabeth Banks was going to do the Invisible Woman movie. Yeah, I know. Not so much anymore. I think a lot of things that were announced or proposed are not on the table. Hollywood can't afford to make things right now. Truly. Six asked the direct question, how was Barbie culture? It was a man-hating nightmare for me. And that's really not being hyperbolic, Six. It was, at various points in time, I was angry, and then I was sad for the people around me that were being exposed to some very bad ideas that all men are bad, especially the young people, because there were some kids in there should not have been there. I question their parents' thoughts. What's going on, Sean? Sean Stackhouse in the house saying, I wonder if Barbie will make people reevaluate their opinions on the Flash. Oh, wow. Possibly. Wow. Well, actually, wait. This is something I didn't mention. I'm writing this down because I want to be able to mention this later. They actually take a shot at people who supported the Snyderverse. I am not kidding. In the film, in the dialogue. Seriously. Evil Ramen says, my wife wants to go see Barbie. Well, if we actually go, ticket prices often encourage us not to go. Well, I understand that. I'll order a really strong drink, whiskey. Definitely. Look, I would lie. I would be lying if I said that when I got home, I wasn't inspired to drink. I think I make a reference to that in the review. Oh, by the way, spoiler alert. Yeah, I started drinking. Oh, boy. I'm really sick and tired of people doing stuff like that on my channel, guys. So don't spam in the chat. I'm talking to Rumble, not you guys. Hi, Twitter. I haven't said hi to you in a minute. How's it going? Hope you guys are doing good. Thanks for watching over there. For those of you on Odysee, thank you. You guys rock. Very good. All right. Did I enjoy Tenet? I did, but I had the same complaint I do in a lot of Nolan films, which is the audio when it comes to dialogue is always very muddled. he always seems to experiment with sound in his films, and with Tenet, he did the same thing he did in some previous films where the dialogue's not coming through the center channel. Very strange. Joe, but thanks for being here, Joe Cook. I like it. Looks good. Cool avatar. Hey, what's up? JB's spooky review. You changed your name. Nolan loves to smell his own farts. That's true. Why'd you change your name? What is going on? I do not think there are a significant number of historical drama fans. Well, there are enough. I mean, you got me. If your doll has a brushable hair, I'm in. Hey, you know what? I'll make that request of Andy. Maybe Andy can do that. I don't know. Brushable hair. There you go. People like that, right? Can I say something real quickly? Because I saw some comments here about, and this is from Zavin. I wish they made regular comedies as well. To be fair, I'm heartbroken quite often that we don't get comedy anymore. There's a lot of reasons for that, I'm sure. But it really does bother me. And we don't, I'm talking about pure comedies. I'm not talking about Big Bang Theory or anything else where their comedy is snarky, at each other's expense, mean humor. Okay. I don't like mean humor. I'm over it. Right. I now find it rather challenging to watch things like Big Bang and stuff over and over again. I mean, like I said, I mean, even How I Met Your Mother devolved to that at some point. Being mean to other people, I mean, you can be sarcastic and funny and whatever, but at a certain point, it's just not. That's not humor anymore. And if you turned off the laugh track on a lot of the most recent comedies, but even going back a ways, if you get rid of the laugh track, somebody separates that out for you, and you're just watching it, you're gonna see what I'm talking about. It's just really mean stuff. We haven't had regular comedies in a long time. Oh, sorry. Anyway, I feel strongly about that. If you did notice, so make a pink shirt, bear something culture doll, Andy. Oh, there you go. Yeah. ActionCom says, just go Amish style and shave my lip. No, it looks creepy. I saw that the other day because Grant was experimenting. If you guys saw the video from, 2 days ago, it was 1 day ago, where I was doing a Haunted Mansion thing, and he kept changing my face. So, like, I was Tom Cruise, a little bit of a beard. I was Keanu Reeves. And then he did a couple of actors that had no mustache. Whew, weirdness. Oh yeah, I know beard oil helps, but it's there's a lot of reasons. It's just very, it's difficult when you have this much hair and you have this much beard. You end up looking like you're just hair. We'll see. I haven't done it yet. We'll see about the beard. You're leaving to see it in 2 hours, 6? I'm sorry. Very sorry. Yeah, at least the Snyderverse didn't, poop on an entire group of people. You're right, JB's spooky review. You got to tell me someday why I changed your name, bro. Stackhouse says, what's up, Sean? Let's see. Follow up. Clearly, it's very sad that we live in an age where parents need to screen a movie like Barbie before they can let their kids see it. Yeah. Disney started this all. Check out Jonas J. Campbell's channel here on YouTube and watch his series Everything Woke About, and you'll see why Disney is entirely anti-Western, anti-family, anti-traditional, and they're just terrible. Disney is a terrible company now. It's not a surprise to me that they're falling apart. Double back again for $2 says Culture Casino Ken plushie win. I don't know. Somebody would have to design it. I guess I could go to the company that everybody's using right now, but I mean, I'd have to sell. Obviously, you have to sell like 200 to 400 of them just to have them pay for themselves. So we'll see. I mean, I'm not a big enough channel to just fork over the bill for that one, but yeah. Mr. Tickletrunk for a Canadian $5 says, "Oh, come on! It's not like Barbie is a reflection of our modernity or anything. We've never seen a man-hating girl boss before." Oh, yeah, good point there, Mr. Tickletrunk. Of course. Culture Casino is a doll. I try. Oh, I changed it to try to help my channel grow more, so people have a better idea what it's about. Oh, well, that makes sense. All right, I'm with you, bro. Good job. Yeah, and thanks for being a member here, dude. Appreciate it. What did Renee say? 6 will probably walk out. 6 has fortitude, temerity, stamina. I have a feeling she'll make it through the film, but I think she's going to say some interesting things about it. I want her opinion. Tomorrow, I want to hear 6's opinion. Actually, I'd like to hear it sooner, but we'll see. Scott Hughes says, I've been taking my 70-year-old dad to movies this year to reclaim fun times that he created with me in the 80s. We enjoyed Mission Impossible, similar to seeing 89 Batman or The Living Daylights. Well, there you go. And you know what? I have been taking family members or going with family members to film for a bit now. And you're right. It does take you back. If you select the films properly, you can recreate those good times. By the way, they try to play a little bit on that in this movie. It lands flat. It does. Mattel, most have wanted to drive the audience away. Yep. Should have kept Barbie first or second wave feminism. Yeah. And not toxic third wave. Appeal to the largest audience to make the most bank. Yeah. Yeah. What if your doll has plasticine hair that grows? That'd be really cool, right? With plasticine dreams and marmalade skies. Or is it Pasteline Seas? I don't know. I haven't heard the song in a while. That's all we need. A culture head with brushable hair, like a Barbie head. Well, there you go. Why not? Wouldn't you like to brush my hair? I think you would. We need a new Tropic Thunder. You are right, Appion. We do. I'm with you. And now, imagine a Naked Gun movie in current year. We would destroy all with something like that. My goodness, they would go absolutely apoplectic at that point. The hissy fit would be real. Man, I think the final would accelerate. Do they have a laughter track on American comedy so Americans know when to laugh? Kind of. Seems that way. Just like they play very overly emotional music. By the way, since they don't make overly emotional music anymore, they have to use old stuff to convince people of things because modern musicality does not transfer or translate any of those things. The only person that can write anything worth any kind of emotion is Taylor Swift. And that stuff is, always boyfriend bad kind of crap. So I think she has one emotion, to be fair. Hard to say. Mr. Tickletrick says sitcoms and comedies became mean because the writers they hired are mean. That's right. They were raised in an education system that told them the world was broken. It's their responsibility to fix it. Well, they do a shit job of that. And I just cursed on my channel. Frustrated. I don't usually curse. But it's okay. We're 55 minutes into the stream. We're fine. Christopher Dominguez asks a question. Okay, so I have my Sunday night show, my Sunday late night culture show. I preemptively issued invitation to all the ladies on Toxic Femme and everybody else that I know that has energy on this situation. I'm going to be reaching out to them over the weekend, confirming I'm hoping to make it a special edition of the late night culture show on Sunday. And then I would imagine that they will follow up with those feelings on Toxic Femme, which I will, of course, be in the audience for as well. I would consider guesting on there if they wanted. And as often people would speculate, I will not do an I Told You So. Because I feel bad for the people that wanted this to be good. I do. Master Sidearms, bring booze. Yeah. I can't believe what's happened to entertainment. I mean, I thought we'd seen the bottom. Nope. I even said so in a tweet this morning, in response to Flash. Flash is spot on in his take. It's bananas. The spooky part I got from Mulder in the X-Files episode Squeeze when he says, "Do you think I'm spooky?" But I mostly cover horror sci-fi. Yeah. And I'm a big fan of horror, as you guys know. Horror movies. Yeah. I like bad horror movies, especially. There's a couple people I follow on Twitter just because they have the same bad horror takes that I do. That's okay. I like some bad movies. Or some people think they're bad. Greatest movie ever made is Showgirls. Ask Mephisto's movie reviews. He knows. So does Tom. Tom will tell you. Showgirls, greatest movie ever made. It's the extended cut, that is. Hey, it's XRL7. We have a bona fide rock star with us today. What's going on, man? This guy, check out his channel and all of his shows. He's got these new things called bits that are fantastic. Check those out. I voice a character in one of those. It's fantastic. I might voice a character again in another one of those. So great. Yeah, there's a celebrity in chat. That's right. Books. Check them out. Sonder. And there's Tender Warrior 68. Look at that. Blazing Saddles 2 would initiate their final meltdown. Yes. I love it that you guys talk in the chat. It makes me happy. Sitcoms are dead, and that's a good thing. That's right, Zethric. I hope I say that right. I think I do. Jacob says, Culture Casino, how about a doll of you that actually has your real hair that people could brush? That's fine. I just have a limited amount of it. And I donate a considerable amount of it every year, or about every 14 months, depending. This year, and I'll do a video where the hairstylist will actually pull my hair back and take off 7 to 10 inches. But I will not look like Lord Farquaad this time, because I'm growing it out long enough that won't happen. It's already basically the middle of my back now. I am not a Swiftie 6. Wait, Taylor Swift has emotions. Okay. Wow, I'm way behind in the chat. Sorry, guys. Hey, what's up there, Lester San Jose? Good to see you. Thanks for catching it. Last Son of K. And 2.5 Men sucked with Ashton Kutcher. Yeah, because they went super soft. I think that's the point at which the show creator for so many great shows kind of decided to just sell out to the woke. Probably because of the bad pub that came along with Sheen. Dodgeball was really good. You are always invited, 6. You are in the group. Why does 6 do this to me? She knows better. Bud Light has fallen off of the top 10 beers in America. Right, Randall, isn't it like 14 now? It slid all the way down to 14. It's crazy. Hey, Bucky Cat's in the house. What's going on? CC has unlimited hair. Don't let him say otherwise. Okay, Smilex. Susie Tried says, hey, Culture Casino. Well, hey. Oh, that's a very pretty flower there. That's cool. Dodgeball was good, man. If a studio could actually release a movie like Fletch, yes, Naked Gun, etc., without many meddling, it would absolutely destroy the woke folks. It would destroy the woke folks and would destroy the box office. Could you imagine how much money an actual genuine comedy, which they don't cost that much, right? Rom-coms, comedies, horror films. I mean, there's a hierarchy of how you spend money on films. And right now, everything's a tent pole. Everything is massive and big. And the things that are making money are the little films. Insidious, The Red Door, Megan, stuff like that. Yeah. Carlos Alfredo Lopez. Hail to you. CC uses Miracle Grow in his special hair brand hair products. No, but you were getting closer and closer to getting your hands on said hair products. So stay tuned. Lord Farquaad Casinos. Yeah. Wow, we got hung up on Barbie, didn't we? We really did. I'm not surprised. I got about 15 more minutes before we need to part ways, friends. And then I got to get ready to do some stuff for a video, and then I've got to be on HCast. So please, if you haven't already, set your reminder to watch the Barbie review video. You get more insights into what I'm thinking. All right, let's take a look at this last one for Barbie. It shows the limitations of feminism and the brand-inspired movie. The breathlessly hyperbole anticipated blockbuster has a lot going for it, but also struggles again with an audience and corporate expectations. It's written by a woman. This is a real scene. Margot Robbie and is it a feminist movie? Yes, radical feminist, intersectional feminism, in fact. For the better part of a year, we've been inundated with Barbie hype, which has been largely fraudulent. Talking about fashion trends, sound bites, life-size Barbie house, which you can actually rent as an Airbnb in Malibu, by the way. So, is Barbie feminist? Granted, the Mattel doll, and it cannot be emphasized enough that it's just a doll, is quite literally a plastic manifestation of the generally white male gaze. This is from Huffington Post. If you want to read this article in full, you can. By the way, down to her tiny waist, blonde hair, and ample boobs. Oh, and she hasn't aged a day since she was launched in 1959. They talk about the evolution of the doll along racial spectrum, careers, etc., etc. All of these things are like outwardly stated in the film, heavy-handedly. Yeah, none of this was applied well. By the way, these girls go crazy destroying their toys. Okay. It's important, though, to ask, why does it matter at all if a movie is feminist? The short answer is it doesn't. The kind of expectation is risen on social media. Age is some audience's place to qualify on certain pop culture. But no, it's a very specific group of people in the audience that does that. But we've seen many times in the past, twist any story hard enough and it can become absolutely a feminist movie. And maybe even good. The tone of the article in the HuffPost is ridiculous. And it talks about, they're not directly, but about the blatant attack on capitalism, which it states in the film, and many other things. I'm frustrated. But it is incredibly disingenuous to accept this kind of outward hate of one particular group, and in this case, men. And there are arguments being made right now that that's perfectly fine. Men are being ostracized in an alarming rate. And they're just opting out. They're opting out of participating in a world where they interact with ladies, which is leaving women lonely and in worse situations. And the thing is if anybody really were to admit it, if men stopped doing things for ladies, that would be very bad. would stop most of the everything that ladies would have access to enjoy. So, you really wanted to do that? Go do it, but the world would be far, far worse off. And maybe that's the point. Maybe that's the point. Culture Casino really going to turn me off once they've used the F word. I'm not going to watch it. Yeah, I mean, they're some very interesting language choices, but mostly it's just the blatant attacks of people. You know, and I try to limit my curse words here, and sometimes I'll do it, but you have to really upset me, to be fair. Yeah, Ayav Nodik says, "How dare you notice attractive women's use sexist?" There you go. If you say that fast, it says something else. But I was careful how I read it. The doll came out in Germany. It was that's what it was based on. Yeah, and they kind of do a little bit of homage to the creator Ruth, but not so much. And this is the statement that I think we should all keep in mind. From Griffin, there is no new target audience. There isn't. There's nobody there. And it's done in an effort to educate us, but it won't educate us if we don't accept it, if we know it's not reality, and if we don't go and see it, which Hollywood is turning off the people who consume their product, which is stupid, which is why they're basically going to be giving birth to an independent movement that will become a juggernaut and basically eliminate them from the equation. And I assure you, if I run a studio, I'm going to have heavy questions about dealing with anybody connected to any of those current unions. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I got to bring that crap into my business. Movies are for everybody. Television is for everybody. YouTube is for everybody. Gerwig and Robbie have a 19-minute interview on 7:30 report on Australian ABC, and seems to contrary to what they've been saying in the U.S. Well, I believe you, but it is not. It's not. This film is 100% a feminist wet dream. I hate to say it that way. I'm being rather plain spoken and maybe a little bit rude, so I apologize to those of you who take offense, but it's bad. Where'd all the real men go? Good question. And there's no room for sexism in my world. Truly. Yvonne's here. Hi, Yvonne. I'll probably still be forced to watch this movie because my mom was a huge Barbie fan as a kid, and the trailers did a good job of tricking you to think it was a normal movie. They do. Just warn whoever you go with. Say, look, there's going to be a lot of attacking men and a lot of, very disturbing elements there. I'm going to put it that way. Disturbing elements that essentially are there to just tear down men. Towards the end of the film, when things are headed towards a resolution, you're going to get a 4-minute, pure, unadulterated feminist lecture. Yeah. I'm a little bummed by this, guys. What's wrong with sexism? Well, radical extremes on either side of the equation are never good. So, yeah. They actually go after all men. Anything that's manly, they attack in this film. They literally go after the Kens. I'm not saying that based on the contrivances that they assembled as far as what they try to portray as a story, which this film has very little story in it. Yeah, it's a problem. The real men stepped away. They didn't find any real women. Yeah. Like I said, I mean, you're not going to get me to do any kind of black pill stuff or anything else, but I just call balls and strikes. I call it like I see it, and for good reason. Hey, there's the lovely Sherry. What's going on? Susie Tried says, this is what ticks me off when they smash down men. For what reason, I do not need to hear it I have heard it from a feminist movement for years. Feminism just changed. And the problem is all of these organizations and movements only exist to maintain themselves. They may start off with good intentions. They usually do. But then they morph into something else and somebody assumes control of it and they leverage more and more people that agree with their small mindedness and point of view. And then it becomes a different thing and it constantly morphs. And once you've achieved your goal, you don't go away. It doesn't go away. It becomes something different. And then eventually it just goes after everything. And we're at that point. Oh, you guys are going after Phoebe Waller. Wow. The road to heck is paved with good intentions. Indeed, Gridley. Indeed. And Shoemaker says, says, thank you for the concise review. I've wanted to watch it from the trailers, but I'm not into man bashing. This makes me sad I had emotional reactions in the film that were not what they wanted at the points that they wanted. And like I said, I mean, there probably were a portion of the women there that brought their daughters or their mothers or something to this film and probably felt a great deal of shame walking out of it. I mean, if you don't like men, okay. But that kind of had to have been your mindset to get real enjoyment out of this film. And that's my perspective, but I don't see a lot of arguments with it. Well, this Bud Light Barbie, it could. It depends on how hard it gets pushed back against. Should it? Yeah. Companies need to learn to think twice before they go after a giant portion of their audience or the people who support them or the people who have supported them in the past. Brand loyalty is something that you build over time. Someday I'll do like a little bit of a marketing breakdown. I think I probably should do that soon. Because there's some really good videos on it. There's some great graphics out there. But you have to talk about brand identity. You have to talk about what is it? What are your core values and beliefs? What are your core principles? There's a lot of corporate buzzwords out there defining it, but really all they mean is what's your company about? What does your company do and for what reason? Those are the things that you have to clearly define. That's how you build brand loyalty. It's how you build a brand. And you have to invest that time and energy, and then you have to appreciate the people who support you. You know, when you stop doing that, your brand falls into decline or decay, depending upon what word you want to use, and you end up going through the 5 stages of decline. Great books on that too. But I just you look at what's happening with Barbie, and Mattel absolutely deserves the hot foot that they should be getting, and they should be getting a hot foot. I said in my video when I was talking about the film being a flop or potential for it to be a flop, that you're looking at a corporation, Mattel, $5.1 billion annually. That's their revenue. Okay. 1/3 of that revenue is Barbie. So what is that? 1.1 to 1.3 billion, somewhere in there. 1.3 billion. You cut off 25%, or let's say worse, you cut off the same percentage that Bud Light lost. Could you imagine saying goodbye to like $400 million a year in revenue? You think your investors would appreciate that? No. Be a real problem. So it's possible. It's possible. Culture, did you read that Mattel Films has 14 projects in active development right now? I was hoping we would talk about that today on the Pro Show, which is coming up in just a few hours. Oh, by the way, the Quartering just released another video. That's what those are. I turned off notifications, and now all of a sudden they're back. I don't know how that's happening, but anyway. 14 projects in development right now. They're trying to do the same thing that eOne tried to do with Hasbro, and watching Hasbro fall apart right now. I think Mattel needs to figure things out. But does it surprise me? No. I think we'll probably talk about it more on the Pro Show. Thank you, Jonas. By the way, I promoted you. I always promote you. You got to check out his channel, and Everything Woke About series is fantastic. So who's the new Ken doll? No, actually, it is a Barbie doll that is trans in this film. Simu Lu's just who you think he's going to be. He's a Ken. Just who you think he's going to be. And this is the truest statement ever, right? Small Time Republic says it's easier to lose brand loyalty than to get it. Yeah. And it's interesting because there's a lot of very smart people that I follow, like Barnes, right? Viva and Barnes. And he said some amazing things about Barbie and the film and what it does. He's 100% spot on. We're blessed with a lot of brilliant minds right now. We are. We are. Oh, did I miss any member chats is the question. I don't see any. I think I got them all. Get 5 live chats to go. Okay. Young ideologues are more concerned about messaging than ramifications. It's true. And the problem is that at studios, if you know how the system works, the readers hand it up to their bosses and say, hey, read this. It's good. And because they're younger and everybody wants to stay hip, they take a lot of those suggestions and they make things that are woke AF. And then, because this has been happening for so long, over the course of the last 20 years, those people who were readers are now in executive positions and they're greenlighting garbage. Netflix was just greenlighting garbage because somebody came to them with it. Said, this is good. Okay, we'll make it. Six is baiting you, Jonas. Come on. Anyway. Yeah, Bud Light found out the hard way. They truly did. They did. Brand loyalty just disappears fast. Barnes is 100% based. It's so smart. When I grew up. Ramifications will bite them on the booty eventually. Yes, Elizabeth, it will. Evil Robin says a major part of Barbie, major part in Barbie is trans. Another reason to lose interest. Well, it's Dr. Barbie, or one of the Dr. Barbies, I guess. I bet you some of the audience missed it, though. The thing about cheap corporate beer is it doesn't have much staying power beyond branding. That's true. And they built a heck of a brand and they destroyed it. How do you destroy your company that quickly? And it's not even over yet. When all the numbers are said and done from this year, the stock price for Anheuser-Busch InBev, that's right, AB InBev, it's going to be very, very low. The value of the company. They will have destroyed themselves, all in pursuit of one brand campaign. And that's what they're trying to do. The CEO is back to trying to push the same messaging that it was one can, one comment, one influencer. It doesn't matter. Your whole company lies in those factors. You know, the CEO there, that Whitworth guy, he's a Fed. He's a CIA guy. You know, how many of the ex-CIA guys end up in these corporate positions of power? I'm not being conspiratorial. It just it happens. Anyway. Master Sidearms says every brand that fails has another brand waiting to take its spot, trying to or take its spot. Indeed. And again, I mean, a lot of people are like, well, you know, Anheuser-Busch InBev controls Modelo. Well, they don't in the United States. And it's Constellation Brands. And I've been saying that and beating that drum for a long period of time. So everybody's like, well, no, they're not losing anything. No, they are, because it's not theirs. Those sales are and those monies are not attributable to them. You know, and then you have, you know, don't let them fool you. It's not just Bud Light that's had a dip in sales, and not just in the number of the dollars, right? But the volume of sales. Because you track sales in two different ways when it's a product like that, when it's a consumable. It's crazy. And that's true. They didn't do anything to change the minds of the public. No, they were just hoping it would go away. Instead of doing what you do, when you make a mistake or you make a misstatement, you say, "Look, I'm sorry. I'm going to correct it. You're right." You know, you have to have a mea culpa that's genuine. I say I'm wrong all the time. There's no shame in being wrong. This isn't going to go away. Now you got people that are so mad, don't buy anything. It's a lot of people. Who needs customers when you have a taxpayer bailout? I have a feeling that there will be no tolerance for that. Not just no tolerance for it, and there won't be any political will for it. There is going to be no political upside for anybody in position of power to advocate for this, because that'll get them primaried. It might get them impeached. Or not impeached, recalled. I get them recalled. A Modelo outside of the United States is controlled by AB InBev. Within the U.S. territories, it is Constellation Brands, and there's a reason. It's because it was required in order for them to proceed forward with the sale without antitrust. Otherwise, Anheuser-Busch would still be an American corporation. It was the worst decision. I mean, there's a lot of bad decisions with antitrust right now. There are many companies that need to be broken up. Yeah. Kane's right. Working in retail for 30 years, you treat your customers like gold. You should. They're why you're there. Tom H says everyone I know who doesn't like the messaging in movies don't like it because the message isn't what they believe in. If it pushes their beliefs, they aren't complaining. You've had a great many films that have had some form of messaging or another in them that have been widely appreciated, whether or not you agree with those ideals or not, or the situation that created them or anything like that. There have been a lot of statement movies out there. I mean, so I'm not sure what that is. It's not a complaint. It's just I have no interest in it, and I'm going to talk about it. I'm going to report about it, and then I'm going to try to get as many people to understand what's being done so that they get it. I mean, a lot of this stuff is in support of or advocating for the destruction of the United States. So why would I? I'm going to continue to call it into question. I'm not sure if that's what you were getting at. I don't know. I will not say anything about that. But yeah. I mean, like anything, you're going to complain about the things that are bad. The next step is to do something about them. Isn't the Avatar movies statement movies? I would say so. They're always, climate bologna sausage stuff messaging. And I'm saying that in a way that I believe we should protect the earth and the environment, but it doesn't have to be done at the detriment to humanity. No destruction required. Can Oppenheimer beat Barbie at the box office? It's going to be hard pressed this opening weekend because I do believe it's a niche film. The advantage that it has, or the ability for it to beat Barbie, would rely strictly and solely on the fact that it controls most, if not all, of the PLFs, the premium large format screens. IMAX in particular. It's going to pull a few $1 million out of IMAXs. The other problem it has is it's a very long film. Barbie is under 2 hours. Oppenheimer's long. So my gut reaction to this Stone Cold 10X is Oppenheimer probably won't beat Barbie. I think Barbie will win hands down. Anyway, I went a bit long, a little past when I needed to be done because I do have a video to record and get to Grant, and obviously I have Mr. H's Hcast coming up in 45 minutes. Hopefully you will join us there on Mr. H Reviews. If you check the description, you can actually just click on the little @ thing towards the bottom of the 6-minute daily breakdown, and you'll see Mr. H. Click on that, take you to his channel, check it out. On that note, I think you guys are all amazing. Thank you for the thoughtful questions and comments, and thank you for the super chats and super stickers today. Thank you for participation wherever you are, whether you're on Odysee, Rumble, Minds, Getter, Twitter, or here on YouTube. I appreciate each and every one of you. You have no idea. And with that, be sure to take care of yourself, take care of others, wash your hands, of course, because it's good hygiene. And until next time.